Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
You know, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes.
Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No, I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Personally, I will never celebrate somebody being murdered, but that doesn't mean that I have to have sympathy either. Charlie Kirk is going to have a legacy, but it's going to be a bad legacy to a lot of us. And he will be remembered by all of the hateful and racist rhetoric that he spread while he was alive. And it's crazy that Laura Loomer really got on X to say that she's going to ruin the livelihoods of anyone that is celebrating or happy that Charlie Kirk died. But yet there was the same fucking woman that got on X a few months ago saying things like, feeding illegals to the gators. We need more of that energy. The alligators have 65 million meals guaranteed if we start now. So you can promote and encourage the death of 65 million fucking Latinos, but Charlie Kirk is where we draw the line. You guys are fucking delusional. It's crazy to say that Dems are the fucking problem when the majority of mass shootings in this country have been far-right, white Christian nationalists. Yes. But one person shoots Charlie Kirk and all of a sudden we have a Dem problem? Like really, what is the experience to be this fucking delusional?
All these white people on TikTok crying over a snake like Charlie Kirk dying. Why? When you put out hate in the world, it comes back at you. Why are you crying? Do you know that 15% of the population of the world is white? The other 85% of the rest of the goddamn world is not white. However, you white people over the centuries have murdered millions of people. Why are you upset about this devil's spawn? Why? You all killed each other all over Europe. Right now, two white nations are fighting against each other. And the white nation of Israel, supposedly, is looking to eliminate 2 million people in Gaza. For 15% of the world population, you certainly and without a doubt have caused nothing but strife in almost every goddamn country in the world except Japan because you didn't invade it. So shut the fuck up. We don't care. Utah is 89% white. Why hasn't Trump sent the National Guard for this white-on-white crimes? And as for Utah, that's another cult state. This man made up a religion so that he could essay young girls. So fuck off.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
Shot in the neck while snarking about gang violence. Underneath a tent, he pitched himself that said, "Prove me wrong." But in fact, the only thing that happened was he proved himself right.
You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
And I don't want to see anybody get up under the desk and say, this is not something that we can tolerate, and political violence is never the answer. Actually, political violence has consistently been the answer throughout history. Charlie Kirk was intolerable. So much so that it got to a point where someone finally made a decision. You don't get to do this anymore. And yes, unfortunately, that decision was taking his life. But there are people who are so dangerous and so violent, and I know you know who I'm talking about, that the only way to stop them is by ending their life. Violence has always been, if not the answer, one of the last ones you'll get to choose from. So in the next few days, when you see people saying, this is not something we can tolerate and we need to empathize, no. You're sitting in a position of power. You can say that because you still have stuff that they can't take from you yet. There's also a school shooting today. Let's empathize with those kids.
Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
Charlie Kirk got exactly what he had been advocating for. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not condoning it. He got exactly what he had been advocating for.
Does America think we're this stupid now? Like, they're gonna expect us to believe that some college kid was able to do a kill shot right in the artery of Charlie Kirk's neck? Come on, guys.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
All right, let me try and explain something to you. The world is trying to change and ascend into a intuition and loved base way of being. When that happens and we start talking things out loud, that's how manifestation occurs. So when you are speaking about subjects like this, it's not one rule for everybody else, but you're exempt. If you have a true belief like this and you're willing to state it, unfortunately for him, for his wife and his children, there are consequences. We can call it karmic retribution, and that is going to happen to every single person, whether that is in this lifetime or your next. It is the way the universe works, through balance. We must experience everything. We experience what we put onto others, and we experience what others put onto us. In a world that is evolving and ever-changing, choose your words carefully. Choose your beliefs. Question where such hateful, dominant energy is coming from. Where is it going to get you? Where is that leading you and the rest of the world? Be careful of your words as our world is ascending into instant manifestation time.
You were loudly grieving Charlie Kirk today, but you were radio silent when Melissa Hortman and her husband were violently attacked and killed in their home, and John Hoffman were shot because they were politicians. If you do not post on Facebook about all of these mass shootings that are killing our children, and you are not posting or talking about the thousands of children and women and men who are losing their lives in Gaza for a genocide that we pay for with our tax dollars. If you are openly grieving him today, but you have been radio silent about those things, I do not want to hear a word from you. Your empathy is performative at best. Every human being matters. So until you start acting like it, I would stop opening your mouth.
So many of you Charlie Kirk fans are so mad at me right now. So this is what I'm going to do for you, okay? I'm going to play a clip of Charlie, and I'm going to grant him his wish to fulfill his legacy, to give you exactly what you're looking for of Charlie Kirk, this great white man that you all put on a fucking pedestal. You ready?
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public execution.
I guess the racist piece of shit got what he wanted.
All right, so
I have seen the video multiple times from various angles, and yeah, I gotta say he does look better in red. But that's not what I want to talk about. Okay, of course, naturally, there's going to be the virtue signaling coming in from really both sides, mostly the right, but yeah. But yeah, and they're gonna be saying shit like, "Oh, he was a husband and father. It's not right to be like cheering someone's death." And I'm just like, look, this man said he hated empathy. Okay, I'm just respecting his wishes, but honestly, empathy has its limits. Okay, and quite frankly, like MAGA as a whole has just completely exhausted my empathy. I got nothing for y'all. Like, not even the concept of. And no, I don't condone violence, but it could not have happened to a better person, And as for his wife and daughters, you know what? His wife is young enough to remarry. She'll be fine, And his daughters, considering the shit that he's been saying about women, I'd say they're better off. I don't even think that condolences are really fitting here. I'd say congratulations are in order. I mean, like, literally nothing of value was lost. But there is a lesson to be learned here, okay? And the moral of the story is don't be a piece of shit. And maybe, just maybe, people won't feel as inclined to shoot you in the neck and have you bleeding out like a water faucet. Just saying. Bottom line, he was a waste of carbon, and the world is now a more beautiful place now that he has left it.
We're actually feeling sorry for Charlie Kirk, the guy who made a career out of despising anyone that wasn't straight, white and male, and encouraging other people to do what he was doing. I mean, look, feel free to feel empathy for him, but this is what the guy you're mourning thought about that.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that it does a lot of damage, but...
You know what else does damage, Charlie? No, we shouldn't go there. I mean, that being said, this is what Charlie said about people who lose their lives to guns in America.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal.
Yeah, that one worked out for him, didn't it? Look, spare us the faux sympathy and outrage that people aren't feeling remorseful that Charlie Kirk is no longer alive. He was evil. Charlie Kirk was pure evil, and the world is a better place without people like Charlie Kirk in it. And you can boo me for saying that, but deep down, you know that I'm right.
I don't feel sympathy for Charlie Kirk. I just don't. I don't feel sympathy for anyone who happily uses their large platform and influence to manufacture consent for the genocide in Gaza. One bullet hit that man 355 hit Hindra job, and Charlie Kirk still defended Israel. When Palestinians were being torn apart in the hundreds by bullets trying to get a bag of flour for their family after being forcibly starved to the point of desperation, Charlie Kirk still defended Israel. There was a time when he said that there was no such thing as a Palestinian at all. So no, I don't feel sympathy for this. I just don't.
These are some of the receipts that white community actually pulled out for Charlie Kirk. And that is why I keep saying it. No matter what you are doing on your platform, you have to be very careful of how you disburse your information. This man has literally never said anything good about the Black community. And it has been really more of the Kampala people. Like, he tried his possible best to ensure that his people are people that he was really advocating for. But at the end of the day, you can hear what the particular people he was actually advocating for is actually saying. Someone literally said in the clip that I played for you guys that I don't like someone that will use his large platform on people. Do you get? And that is why I keep telling people, right? See, the problem is not the amount of wealth you've been able to build for yourself, but what do people say about you when you are gone? That is one thing that is very, very important, and you should be important about. So for those ones that will be coming to my comment section and be like, you do not have sympathy, I don't know what you guys are thinking, because honestly, if you were in my shoe, or if you have been following his podcast very well, you will literally know that this man has never used his audience to have sympathy for people of my color. So it simply means if this particular man is alive, having sympathy for people of my color is going to be like an abstract thing, whether you like it or not. Charlie Kirk has never been an advocate for people of my color. But that is not me sending hate to him, right? I hate to say this, and I do send condolences message to his family, and I feel like personally, may God just grant them that grace for them to be able to, to bear his debt. That is one thing I will say. See, the truth is, it is high time a lot of people, right? It is high time a lot of people say or do things that will not only be that you are, I don't even know how I will put it so that you all will understand. But the legacy that this man has actually kept was actually not a funny legacy. Do you get? So in as much as a lot of people are saying rest in peace, in as much as a lot of people are crying for his death, I can tell you for a whole fact that a lot of persons are laughing. Even the people of his color, they're actually laughing, right? So that is it. That is it. So if you see anybody saying anything, do not blame them. If you see anybody doing any reaction, do not blame them, because it was literally clear that it was what he pronounced with his mouth that later happened to him. So words have power. When you say these people have the right to keep handling pew, these people, in fact, even when they pew someone, is part of is part of fulfilling the Constitution. When you can literally say you allow your 10-year-old daughter to give birth if eventually she gets pregnant just because you want to win a debate. Like, there's a whole lot that this man has actually said that a lot of people really do not find it funny. And people should not only come here and start tagging it as he's trying to air out his opinion, he's trying to say what he's supposed to say, he's trying to make his voices heard. That is not how to make your voices being heard. You can hear the condolences message that even the orange man actually sent down to him. Yes, and do you know the annoying part of all these things is pew has been going on in schools, pew has been going on in environments. There were not a lot of investigation going down the same way his own is. And I'm now happy on my own end because it is not people of my color that actually did that pew. Because at the end of the day, he would have said, yes, this have actually confirmed what he said. He literally said in one of his videos that the most people that committed most crimes, if you have 20% of black people, they commit 58% of most crime of buying people and pewing people. So when he said all of that, when I looked at this man, I'd be like, I'm not disputing the fact, right? But there are some things that you don't just rub on people's face. There are some things that you don't just make these people see that this is the angle you're coming from. You do not like them and there is nothing you can do about it. And for the fact that he's even portraying himself as a man of God is even getting me more mad. It's getting me more annoyed. It's getting me more crazy. Yes. I know a lot of people will come and be like, oh, he's a man of God. He's a man of God. Men of God do not judge. So don't even start. How many men of God sent him condolences messages? Let's start with that. How many men of God were able... I don't even want to go into details, honestly, because there's a lot of things that a lot of people have to say about Charlie Kirk. It is sad that he has to go this way. It is sad that his children have to see this happen to him. It is sad that his wife had to actually experience this, and of which nobody was definitely going to be happy about it. But in another way, a lot of people are happy. You can see from all the clips I've been able to play for you. A lot of people were like, hey, if that's the thing, let him just go. A lot of people... In fact, even some persons that will even come online and carry their camera and be crying, I can tell you for the whole fact that some of them are not just doing it because they want to do it. They're just doing it for eye service. That is just the honest truth. But deep down inside of them, they knew that this man literally has never been good, especially to some set of people of my color. And that's really, really bad. And I hope a lot of politicians can actually learn from this. I hope a lot of people that are standing as student advocates, are standing as people that actually teach the crowd, are standing as people that actually do podcasts. I hope they are able to learn from this. There is one podcast that this man, Charlie, did that when I saw that podcast, I was mad because the opponent was not accepting what he was saying. He got furious and moved out of his seat. Like he wanted to confront this person, the opponent, like face to face. Even when people were like, oh, Charlie, calm down. This is a podcast. And he was like, no. He just wants you to accept what he says. See, if Charlie was alive and this pew happened to someone, I bet you that Charlie would never had sympathy for people of my color. If he was alive and this pew took place from a white person to people of my color, I bet you that this man will never have sympathy. So when people are not having sympathy for this man, do not blame them. One day, definitely every one of us will die. We believe that, but let's leave a good legacy. Let's take some questions here. Someone said, God of Thunder said, now he does not need to worry himself anymore. Exactly. Another person said, well, as a black, I'm not sad for him, period. Exactly. Another person here said he always dehumanized black people. He said white students and black kids as if there is no black students on that campus. Exactly. And another person said, I don't hear anything wrong with what he's saying. Yes, a lot of people that will not hear anything wrong with what he's saying are people that look like him. That is as simple as ABCD. So another person said, this is literally him saying everybody should be treated equal and black people shouldn't get special treatment. I don't think so, sorry, because I actually watched this podcast. He was literally trying to prove the point that white people should be, black people should not expect the same treatment with black people. That is what I understand here. Anyways, let me know what you understand. As a black person, he is spitting facts, but the others are wrong. Exactly. And they said he wasn't a problem. Oh, tell me, he was a real huge problem, to be honest. I respect the altar president for being honest. Charlie Kirk was a devil in disguise. Exactly. And another person here said he was way out of line. God's judgment was shifted. Exactly. Another person said nothing wrong with this. We should take responsibility. Yes, you will not see anything wrong now because it is not affecting you. Another person said Charlie Kirk did not emerge out of nowhere. He is one of the products of a systematic racist project that targets young minds for their schools years. The project begins in America, blah blah blah. I don't even want to go into details of that one. He was a horrible and a hateful man. Exactly. Everyone in the comment section totally missed the point and just hear white and black is a lie. We are not missing it. We have ears that we're hearing. We can see, we can read, we can hear. Wow, he said that. Exactly, he said it. And he should extend my greetings to the Father in heaven. Exactly. No, only FBAs. Exactly. Extend my greetings. My God, you can see it's just a whole lot. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, like this video, drop me your comments. And lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. Every clip used in today's episode, credit belongs to the original creators of this video. And this is just for educational purposes, not to bash anyone. I stand a chance to be corrected. We do not support any form of violence on our channel here. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I'm going to be saying bye. I'll see you guys in my next one. Do not touch the dice, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye for now. I love you. Mwah.